Okay, welcome to this second part of this figure drawing, where we're gonna overlay the figure with some clothing, and well, it's of course up to us, or up to ourselves, how we do that. I'll just keep working in the same layer. I'm making a copy so I can refer back to the unclothed figure, but in this layer I'll just lighten the lines, and with this clothing I'll try to be very loose and gestural. I think that's one important thing with clothes, that you realize it's very much about the gesture of all these folds and creases and pleats that exist as a consequence of the actions of the body underneath. So what type of clothing is she wearing? I'm thinking about a relatively regular shirt, maybe a little lower cut on the chest here, and it's going to be fairly tight fitting or regular fit, so not like spandex or yoga jeans tight, but just something fairly normal. So we're going to see the body and its behavior quite a bit, and maybe it's tucked into the jeans, which are going to be maybe fairly high waist over here, just a, let's say, a regular pair of jeans. So maybe the sleeves are kind of shorter. I find myself these kinds of landmarks, and of course, wherever the material is pinched, we're going to see these kinds of wrinkles starting to occur, and it's going to pinch here around the armpits and probably a little bit around the elbow, etc. And I like I said, I want to keep it fairly loose and gestural, so I'm not worried about the exact curvature or fit. I'm more worried about the overall sense of the clothes and how it's behaving. I'm thinking also about, of course, the volume of the breast, for example, underneath, and how that pulls the cloth one way or the other, and how I can represent that. With this kind of invention of clothing, it can be difficult, but with some educated guess, we can definitely get ourselves a believable looking outfit. Maybe a little bit more like this one. Yeah, that looks nice. And for the jeans, well, we might see a little hint of the back pockets of the jeans, and we're gonna have this seam probably. Here I already indicated some pinching of the fabric Furthermore, it's going to be fairly tight and stretched around this outside where it's being pulled, and it's definitely going to show a lot of wrinkles on the inside here in the knee. And probably going to be a bit more form-fitting around this part. So it's really suggestive, but already I would say quite clear that well, she is not undressed, and the type of clothing she's wearing is also relatively clear, at least that's my firm belief. Maybe you'll watch this and say, well, don't know what the heck she's wearing or what is going on, but I'd like to believe that it's somewhat clear. Notice also that the area of the buttocks that is actually resting on the chair is really flat, and we might see a wrinkle or two somewhere over there. I'll have to maybe figure out some of the particulars still a bit, but I'm thinking maybe some flap of the shirt is cut loose or hanging out of the jeans in this very fashionable, nonchalant style that is very conscientiously designed. Well, not certain about this area, but some pull towards the chest is definitely required. And this coming out from underneath the armpit is definitely helping, and just some crunching and scrunching around this side is definitely helping, and maybe some loose twirls and curling up over here. Yeah. All the while I should remember that it's just a sketch, so it's an initial figuring out of what's going on. Maybe just some socks. Kind of a simple, easy way to have a simplified foot shape. Alrighty. Very rough, very crude, and not at all perfect. But something that we can definitely work with. So there you go. This was the nude unclothed figure, and here we've dressed her up a bit, and I think for me at least it has shown very beneficial to first consider the body without any clothes and what it's doing, because the clothes are going to follow and be basically directed by what the body is doing so much. Now, this is I think already, I hope at least, plenty instructive. We could go ahead and try to do a little bit of a cleanup of this sketch. Just looking for some final kind of lines and how they would run. Well, this is starting to look rather okay to me. So once this is all kind of at my satisfaction, or done to my satisfaction, I would do a cleanup, and maybe I'll record that as well. Could be nice. But this was the I would say main thing I wanted to try and talk about, and maybe show the kind of approach for clothing, not too much in detail, but at least a little bit, and especially this kind of loose gestural approach. That is very, I would say, to me, beneficial. Okay, having said that, I'll end the recording for now and do a cleanup, and maybe talk about shading or some other stuff as well. Thanks for now for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.